Steering. See, it has like this. Cool. Thank you. Okay, sorry guys, I am the least technological person in this MC or plenary if you want. So yes. Cool. We are also waiting for Mari, I think so, no? Let me check. Mari. Waiting for you. Okay. So how was this morning? The first webinar?
It was fine.
Good. Good?
It,
Okay.
it was fine. It was interesting.
Nice. I hear you very bad.
Okay. What I can.
Okay. If you want to write maybe because like okay. Admit. Cool. Oli! How are you? Okay, I hear all of you very bad. I don't know why, but we will try to make this happen. Cool. Okay, so Mari and Raquel already know them in Samarco, Irene. Nice to meet you. You're muted.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool. Nice to meet you. So you're in GB now, right?
You hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me well?
Yes. G.
G. Right.
I'm in a G.
Nice.
Yes,
Cool.
I hear you well.
How's it going?
I'm in Indonesia, in Bandung.
How is it
Girl,
going?
I love it.
Yeah? Nice.
It's really cool. Like I'm working in marketing in a startup,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it. Like it's my first time working in that, and also like my whole family are amazing. So.
Oh, nice. Cool. Okay. So today, do you know what's the topic of the LCP University now? It's ISEC 2020. Cool. Just for you to know. Cool. So I will present the slide now. One thing, I won't be able to hear you during the presentation. So for anything, just unmute yourself and speak. Okay? Cool. So I will start the presentation. View. Okay, I'm going out of my comfort zone using a MacBook, which is Fedra's. So be patient. What just happened?
Why do you never use your laptop? Like
Eh,
use the laptop in the MC?
no, because wait, I don't know what just happened. Okay, here we are. No,
Kind of.
no, it's okay. Do you see the slide? Can you see the slides?
No.
Okay, wait. Ah, it. Okay. I need to compare. Okay, wait, because
Compartir pantalla.
present now. Okay. No, your entire screen. Because now I have this thing. Okay, think that this is in Hungarian, like it's from Fedra. Okay. Now do you see the pantalla compartida? Cool. Do you see your beautiful faces? Cool. Now we're going to do view, present. Amazing. Almost. Let's go back. Cool. No, it's because my laptop, I don't know why, but the audio doesn't work anymore. Like, I don't know why. So, and John's neither. So before John's used Sarah's laptop, and now I'm using Fedra's because she left the office. So I'm like, and it's in Hungarian and it's a MacBook. So, like, and I'm not a very technological person, but, we try what we can. But the but the PPT I did it with my laptop, so at least this saves us. Okay, cool. So LCP University, you're fussy. Okay, do you think I can remove this thingy? I don't know. Okay, let's leave a Hungarian sentence there. I don't know what it says, but I'm afraid that if I click it, something bad will happen. So cool. Okay, I'm Claudia. I'm MCVPOD. I don't know why Fedra added the MCVPOD. It's fine. It was an internal joke. I am like, okay, you know me, you knew me already from Summerco. I don't know if you know it's like exactly what OD does, but okay, it follows the organizational development of the entity and ensures the sustainable growth of the entity overall. So basically, so this is what I do. I take care of coaching, I take care of network, I manage the LCPs together with John. And of course, for this, like for the LCP Elect, I'm the responsible of the LCP University. So for any like doubts that you might have regarding LCP University, you can always approach me. Cool? I cannot see your faces, so if you need to talk, like just, unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, I turn it off because it's weekly that way.
Sorry? Can you repeat?
I turn it off because it's weekly.
Okay. Yeah. You can turn it on because it's more of a conversation rather than like me explaining stuff. So yeah. Okay, so here's the agenda. We have a quick check-in. Then we're going to talk about ISIC 2020 and the anchor lag generation. We're going to understand later what is this. Then we're going to talk about the roadmap 2021 and the foundational project. Then there will be like a fast Q&A and then the explanation of the task. As you know that every webinar has both a test and a task, as John previously explained. Oh, again, if you have any doubt on how to submit the test, the task, everything, you can always like ask. Cool. Okay, this is just a few reminders to keep in mind about for all LCP universities. Okay, so the first thing is like listen with attention, but not only listen, but write down anything that can be useful for you during the LCP election process. Okay, because everything that we're talking about now, like in the LCP University during this week, is something that can be useful for you in different stages of the selection process. So it can be the Q&A, it can be the writing the application, it can be the strategic speech, the motivational speech, anything. Just, keep it in mind. And like listen already with the idea that you are going to use this kind of information. Then another thing, it's normal that you guys will feel like overwhelmed with a lot of information because it's a really huge, we are going to downscale a lot of information. We are going to talk about a lot of things. So it's normal to feel like overwhelmed or that maybe it's too many information to catch. It's normal and don't feel worried about it. The attitude that I invite you to have is to, embrace it and be like, okay, there's a lot of things that I don't know. This university is helping me to go through the things that I don't know. And again, one super important thing, we are repeating it all the time, but approach anyone you want from the plenary to fulfill your curiosity, your questions. Again, one of the main KPI for us in terms of LCP University is that you reach out to us for the tasks. Okay, so we're doing webinars instead of recording videos for you guys to ask questions, for you to know us better, so like one of the most important things is that you don't do the tasks like by yourself, but like you approach us during the making of the task to have feedbacks, to ask for more informations and all these things. And again, of course, ask a lot of questions. Cool. Any moment you have a question, just, say it. So I don't know if you have any comment about this.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go with a quick check-in. So what are you missing to run an outstanding LCP selection process? Who wants to start? And why not Mari? Mari? Or anyone?
Yes,
Like,
I was thinking because it's like I don't know
mm-hmm,
because I'm receiving today a lot of information, so I'm like, okay, I have to do this, 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 this. I have this time, and I want to talk as John talked to us before in our webinar that we want to have interviews with our predecessors,
mm-hmm,
PhDs.
mm-hmm.
So I'm also like trying to see, but it's like I don't know. I have a lot of things right now in my mind.
Cool. Okay. So what is missing? So like what is one thing that is missing since you have like a lot of things?
I think that me to take time
Mm-hmm.
to prepare everything. So for me, it's like missing a plan to prepare everything because it's like I was looking for the application and everything, but I didn't like put a plan on how to do everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that from my side, it's missing that part to clear all my ideas and to put like an strategic.
Okay. So like a checklist or a plan. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Who wants to go next? Irene or Michael? Me, Raquel, sorry. I don't know why I said Michael. Go, go, go.
I don't know if you said Raquel already because I lost you a lot, but well, I will talk. I don't know.
You lost me?
Raquel, who's
You lost me when I was talking?
I lost you a lot. Wait, wait. I
Okay.
took the stairs. I told you.
Okay.
So in my case, I have just started the application because I have not too much time and still like it's not just a week that
Mm-hmm.
Danny put out it. And for me, it's more like the knowledge part because I know about operations, but I missed a lot of things about back office. So I need a lot of knowledge and with a lot of people how to explain it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and that way can be able to rock it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. R-
Daniela, write it.
Ah, I okay. I cannot read. Okay. Ask.
I will tell you. You
Okay.
need more practical activities because theory is easy to learn, but for example, we have like tests in the lectures, and I'm a bit lost.
For the tests.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. We will see everything. Present again. Ah, this Mac is very slow. Okay. Thank you for this. Cool. So, what do you know about ISEC 2020? Very fast.
It's the strategies that they put 5 years ago, almost now,
Mm-hmm.
to follow in long-term ISM.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Do you know how it is divided? Like, of what parts is it composed, for example?
I have read it a lot of time, but I don't remember it.
Okay, cool. So we can go through it together now. Okay, so what is ISEC 2020? It's very easy. 5 years ago, they gathered together to have a midterm ambition for ISEC 2020. So every 5 years, ISEC gathers together in IC for the making of the plan of the 5 years later. So I can just read the definition. It's a midterm ambition and a milestone towards the achievement of ISEC's mission of peace and fulfillment of humankind potential. We wanted to create a midterm ambition that shows us a clear strategic direction with measurable progress, challenges, Challenges ISEC, refreshes the ambition and excitement in the organization, and aligns what we do with what the world needs. Cool. So this is mainly the definition of ISEC 2020. ISEC 2020, though, is like this is the general definition, but let's go more into deep understanding how it is divided, because it's divided into three parts. So the first part is the vision. So for anything that you want to achieve, you need like a strong vision with an outcome that you would like to see. Then you have a strategy to be more specific in terms of what and how are we going to act. And then we have specific measurement or targets in order to achieve these goals. Okay, so the vision, I don't know if you probably have already seen it. It's this one. It's we are a youth leadership movement, and it's divided into three big statements that are shaping what we do around what the world needs, growing disruptively, and being accessible to everyone everywhere. So the most important part is to not forget the first part. So we are a youth leadership movement. This is super important. And then we have these three statements that are the statements that guide ISEC 2020. So when in 2015 they gathered, they wanted to see ISEC in 2020, that is due next July. So next July in India, ISEC 2020, like in India, there will be IC 2020. And this is what 5 years ago ISECers were envisioning. So an ISEC that is shaping what we do around what the world needs, an ISEC that grows disruptively with expansion, and an ISEC that is accessible to everyone everywhere. So this is mainly the vision. Of course, you cannot work just with a vision. As we go back here, it's summarized. You cannot only work with a vision. The vision is the first and the most important part. But to make things reality, you need, of course, a strategy and a measurement. So another important thing is, why do you think we are talking about ISEC 2020 right now that you saw a little bit more about the vision? So let's focus on the first part. Like, what do you think in an university for LCP applicants we're talking about ISEC 2020? Why is it important, especially right now with your generation?
For me, it's important because it's like our generations is the one that it's going to close
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the one that is going to close ISEC 2020, and then and it's going to start ISEC 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really important for that.
Cool. Exactly. Like this is super important because we are called the anchor leg generation. Do you know what's the anchor leg? Like, why is it called like this? Like in the, do you know in the Olympic Games where four people run in the stadium and they pass each other a torch?
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember right now the name of this discipline, but the last person is called the anchor leg. Okay, so the concept about the anchor leg is that you can have, for example, an okay game for the first, the third, the second, and the third person. Like they can run very well, but the decisive one is the last one because it's the anchor leg generation. Is the anchor leg. So the point is that the anchor leg is the one that can change the game. So we can either make it the worst one or the best one. Like both in the sport, like in the Olympics, and in ISEC. So that's why we call ourselves like the anchor leg generation, because we are the one that are going to achieve or not ISEC 2020. And it's up to us. if we want to work extra mile to achieve ISEC 2020, or if we want to leave things as they are. So, okay, this was more for the vision part. Again, I decided to put a very old image that is actually the original one that was given 5 years ago. So you see the graphic is, a little fun for us now. But yeah, it's actually the original one. So now we saw the vision. We need to see the strategy. Okay, so the strategy is called roadmap. Do you know what is a roadmap? Like, have you ever heard about the word roadmap outside ISEC, for example?
Yeah, I think like there are like maybe we don't know in Spanish, but there in English, but there are always schemas that we do to know how can we study it or do like the path that we have to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, a roadmap, like imagine like a road, like just split the word. Imagine a road and imagine a map. So basically, you have a road that you want to pursue, and you have a map that tells you how to pursue this road. Okay, so it's basically something that tells you how to reach an objective. Okay, so it's called mainly, like in common words, strategy. So as we said, we have our vision with our three main statement that we just saw. Of course, the vision is not enough. We need to look for the strategy. So the strategy, or as we call it in ISEC 2020, roadmap, changed every year. Okay, so we will see a roadmap 15-16. We have a different roadmap 16-17, 17-18, 18-19, and now we have the fifth roadmap that is 19-20, that is made of all these strategies that will help us achieve ISEC 2020. The five things that you see over here, that are experience, expansions, organizational design and evolution, open multi-sided platform, and organizational legality and financial sustainability, always remain the same. What changed is what is under. Okay, so like the more specific strategies. Okay, and also another important thing is to separate the projects. So all the things that you see here, do you see the mouse if I move it? Okay, so again, this never changed. Okay, what changed was all this. And for example, in all the years, we had one year in which we had 22 projects, 19 projects. Like, the number of the project can change. One important thing is to see what is the roadmap of this year. Okay, that is like 1920. The years count in AI terms or MC terms, so not EB terms, but it's for you to understand. So why do you think some projects are in like a darker gray, that are SOP, entity goal setting, and pricing in governance and products, and some are just in gray? Like, why three of them are highlighted?
Maybe because are the important ones or the last ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because implementation, I have started these years with Ana Milena,
Mm-hmm.
and pricing and governance products. I think it's also something that the BP Finance is doing now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Other ideas? Yeah, exactly. Can you explain what is a foundational project and what a non-foundational project? Almost. So basically, the foundational project are the projects that are mandatory for all the entities. So you cannot decide to not uh, comply or implement one of these projects, okay? That are these three projects. On the other side, you can decide, for example, every MCP or the MC in general decides if they want to implement one, two, or different other projects. So, for example, SOP implementation, entity goal setting, and prices and governance of products are the most important one that everyone needs to implement, and that ISEC Spain is going to implement as we embedded it also in our MC plan. When it comes to the other projects, we can see as okay, we have ISEC experience, improve and invent, plug and play. We have SDG alignment, this is a non-foundational project. Then we have expansion, so sustainable growth path. Then we have under organizational design and evolution, we have HRIS implementation. I don't know if you know what HRIS mean. HR, maybe it's easier. Okay, HR is human resources. So basically, talent management, like when we call our VPTM like VP talent management, we refer as talent management as a area inside HR that is human resources. So inside HR, there are different areas like learning and development, for example, and one of these areas is talent management. What does it mean, HRIS? It means Human Resources Information System. So what is HRIS implementation? Mainly, we are going to have from October, like now it's in a piloting way. Piloting means that we are like basically AI right now is testing the product, and then from October it will be launched globally. Mainly, what does it mean? We will have a platform that will help us tracking our membership. Okay, so we will be able to have, for example, all the informations, all the data that we need about our membership, and to collect them to become an organization that is like totally data based, and to fulfill all the data storage that we need to make our best decision. So I don't know if it's clear. Maybe like we will talk about it more in the next month, but it's just for you to have an idea. And then we have open multi-sided platform. So we have business intelligence for better decision making. Then we have lead nurturing. Then for organizational legality and financial sustainability, we have institutionalizing finance standards. Do you all know finance standards? Or at least what they are?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, in case you don't know, Anna will have a webinar about finance fundamentals, and she will explain also finance standards. And then we have pricing and governance of products. So this is again our foundational project. And then we have implementation of refreshed business models. So all this roadmap, what does it mean? What do I need to do with this roadmap? Do I need to learn it by heart? No, like we are not asking to learn the roadmap by heart, but the most important thing is that you know the foundational project. Okay, so for example, if in the interview with MCP and OD before the elections day, we will ask you, please talk about ISEC 2020. The very first thing is definitely the ISEC 2020 vision. So ISEC, we are a youth leadership movement, and then the three statement. And then, of course, knowing the distinction between foundational and non-foundational project, and what are the foundational project. These are super important because as MC, we have it in our MC plan, and we will talk about it more in the next months, of course. So these are the most important thing. It's not important like and the five main things, but you don't need to know everything by heart. The important thing is that you know that These things are here, are important, are the strategy, the roadmap to achieve ISEC 2020. If you don't remember the specific thing, it's not like the end of the world, you know. So yeah, cool. So we saw the vision, we saw the strategy. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Cool. Is it much or more or less clear? Like, is it the first time that you're seeing this?
In my case, yes. Like, I mean, I know about the 2020, but it's my first time seeing the roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
More or less the first time that I remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
me too.
Cool. Okay. So let's go on. Here we have again the foundational projects, because again they are the most important ones, because are the ones that everyone needs to implement. Okay, so there is no entity that can not implement these projects. And let's go more deep into what are these foundational projects. You know, why are we asked to why is AI asking everyone to implement these three projects? First one is SOP implementation. Do you know what SOP is? Irene, you said that you were talking about with Anna Milena, no?
Yes, it was really cool.
Wow, since he is beauty.
Oh,
SOP.
okay, what does it mean, SOP?
It's all the how can I say it? I don't know the troubles, like I don't know the words,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like all the actions that we have to take into account about all the ICX and OGX programs,
Mm-hmm.
about all the responsibilities for part of the MC and the L6.
Okay. And like for example, why do we need SOP?
For like if there is something that happens, you know who is responsible of it
Mm-hmm.
and who is supposed to take care about it, and also you know your responsibilities and what do you have to do while your turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So mainly, thank you. So mainly, SOP is like standards operation procedures. Okay. So why there was the need to have SOPs to standardize all the processes that we have in terms of operation. Okay, why I'm showing you this, because it's the sum of the how, the why this project is being implemented. So what is the most important part for you right now? For sure, it's important for you to understand the problem that we want to solve. So of course, the lack of standardized way of running our core business. And then if you go to the stakeholders involvement, do you know what stakeholders mean? Like, just to sense. What are the stakeholders? Hello?
Stakeholders are the ones who are supposed to help us in all the process,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like all the people involved in the process.
yeah, exactly. It was a easy, easy question. Like in general, stakeholders are the people that are interested in something. Okay, so it's not our target, but it's our or our main customer, but are the stakeholder. So the people that are actually working towards a specific product or process, or in this case, this project. So if you go here, we have, of course, LCP International, we have Regional Office, we have MC, and then we have LC. So the most important thing is that you know, according to this project, that, okay, here it's like a first explanation. We will talk about it a lot during this year, but the important thing is that you understand what is your role towards the implementation of this project, because it's not something that the MC is only responsible, but also LCs are responsible. So the LCs are responsible for a monthly reporting of SOP implementation and an educational cycle for members of SOP implementation. So you as LCPs, applicants, if you will get elected, are the responsible to educate your VPs and your members, like your whole LC, towards SOP implementation. So you know this is your role. What is the MC is doing for you? Of course, provide you with the resources to do this. So before you can educate your members, we will educate you guys so you can educate your LCs. So this is mainly the role that you as LCPs will have in terms of implementation of this project. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Cool. Okay, let's go with entity goal setting. This is, again, it's another foundational project. Like, let's understand why this project was set, basically. And we can see it in here, like the problem that we want to solve. So entities lack alignment and support for goal setting, which negatively impact forecasting and financial planning. So mainly there are many ways in which we are planning in ISEC. So some of you were present in Summerco, we did replanning, and this way of doing replanning was actually a way that was downscaled to us by AI, and it was a way that we as MC planned our MC plan. So that's when we wanted to downscale it to you, sort of the same way. But for example, not all entities plan in the same way, you know, and not having a proper or aligned or transparent way to plan worldwide, like globally in terms of ISEC, is hard because you cannot forecast the operation, and it can impact negatively the finances. So this is why what they want to do is having a one only way to plan that is going to be implemented in all entities. And what is your role as LC? If you go here, like the role of the local committee is the implementation of all the deliverables within the timeline, customize tools as needed, and MC must determine how to involve LCs in this goal setting, of course. So what does it mean? That from September onwards, like we will start, testing how the planning will happen in December, because you know that in Connect the new EBs are going to plan, and then replanning visits will happen in January. So for that moment, we will have a lot of months of analysis and studies of how to have a proper planning that is going to be aligned globally. Okay, so of course the role of the MC is to understand what is the best way to downscale this new way of planning, and the role of the LC, of course, and especially the role of you as LCP, is to like understand what is planning, how do we plan, what are the procedures, and of course downscale it to your LC. Do you have any doubts? I know it might sound very not concrete right now, but it will come. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any questions about this?
For now, in my case, I don't.
Okay. Cool.
Me neither.
Let's go. Amazing. Let's go with the last one, that is pricing and governance of products. So again, it's a foundational project. Everyone is needs to fulfill it. So why? Let's go with why the project was initially created. So the problem that they want to solve. So entities incorrectly pricing because of two core reasons: lack of knowledge to change product prices appropriately, and lack of buy-in from LCP's boards to push it in their network. So what are we talking when we talk about pricing? What do you think pricing means when we are talking about it in ISEC? For example, in operation or for exchangers?
All the fees of the product.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, the I don't know if you know, but the price of the exchanges, like of the different products that we have, are different in every entity. So I don't know if you knew this, but it's not the same in every entity. This is why, because we have, I mean, of course, we have like the value of the money is different in different countries, is of course, but also because there is no proper way, let's say, right now to value our product, and it's hard usually to raise the price of a product, because usually what happens that people think that since we are volunteers we don't deserve our products to be valued also financially. So they decided to create a project about this, to have a proper pricing for our products, not to undervalue our products. Okay, so this is mainly what is happening um, in this project. And again, the role of the local committee is to follow the new pricing and product governance requirements that will happen. We will talk about it in Ignite. Okay, so about pricing and governance, like Anna with her finance commission is going to talk about it. Is not something that we will do now, but we will do from Ignite onwards. So just for you to know, we will probably change the pricing, and yeah, this is what mainly it's going to happen. Do you have any doubts?
And about changing the price, because I have heard about it before,
Mm-hmm.
like for we step, are you going to rise it up or to lower the price?
This is something that Anna will have to analyze. Like, she will have to analyze the data, also benchmark our entities, benchmark the markets that we have in Spain. And this is going to be something based on like data analysis. So I cannot tell you right now what we want to do,
Okay.
because it will be very approximate, and yeah, I'm not the MCBP finance. So yeah. Well, any other doubts? So in general, we saw the vision, we saw the strategies. Now we saw the foundational projects more into deep. Do you have any, I don't know, other doubts or comments?
In my case, I don't.
Okay. Raquel, if you write, like, can someone, read out loud what you're saying? Because it's hard for me to go back to the call. Okay, so again, this is again our ISEC 2020 divided into vision and strategy. We saw our vision divided into these um, three statements. We saw the strategy divided into roadmaps. Again, the roadmap has been different every year. So this year we're having the fifth roadmap. That is the roadmap that will help us achieve ISEC 2020, because it's the last. Now we cannot only have a roadmap with projects, but we need measurements that are mainly targets. Okay, so let's go for the targets of this year globally. Okay, I would like you to see this just for you to have an understanding that Isaac is a global reality. Like, I know it's obvious, but like, of course you will have your own plan as EB. Like, you currently have your own plan as EB. Now we just did replanning. MC, like Isaac in Spain has their entity planning, but these are the targets of ISEC globally. Okay, and of course, how do we as MC benchmark our targets? Of course, with this plan. Okay, so we can see it like these are the numbers of GV realizations. So the KPI here is realizations in all three products, and then we have the percentage of finish to complete. Cool. So this is the number of GV that we want to have globally. This is the number of GE. This is the number of GT, and these are the percentage of finish to complete. Then we want to have 120 realizations from expansions. So again, we don't have a number of expansions that we want to open, but a number of realizations that we want in terms of contribution from expansions. Then in terms of organizational design and evolution, here was like HRIS implementation. We want 35% of members achieving their goals. We want to have 33 entities achieving their goals. So this, we talk about members achieving their personal goals. So let's imagine a member has a goal of 5 approvals, and you do 5 approvals, you reach 100% of your goal. Here on the other side, we talk about MC, we talk about entity goal achievement. So do you remember what is the goal of the MC this year, like of MC Prisma? And this is in approval, actually. For those who were in summer school. Okay, I can tell you a hint. It's also in a song that says, everybody call 911. So our goal in approvals of MC Prisma is 911 approvals. So if we reach in the end of our term 911 approvals, we will be one of the entities that have achieved their goals. And goal worldwide, like globally, is to have 33 entities achieving their goals. Then when it comes to conversion sign up to applied, we have 19%. Then we have 50 entities running on surplus, and then 43 entities fulfilling finance standards implementation. Cool. Again, do you need to learn this by heart? No. Of course, the most important thing is that you know the entity plan and that you know your own planning. But this is just for you to have an idea that, you know, we are a global organization. And from this plan, we benchmark our entity plan, and it is how we benchmark your LC plan. So you know, you don't need to learn it by heart, but it's just for you to have an idea, like how many GVs are we going to have in the next 12 months. 34,342 is the goal, you know. Cool. Any question?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's go on. So how do you feel to be the anchor leg generation? Like now that we saw like what is ISEC 2020, like how do you feel to be the generation that can actually achieve ISEC 2020?
For me, it's like I don't know. I feel like a lot of responsible in
Mm-hmm.
my show. So it's like you have to do this because you're the last one, but also it's like really excited because we are going to close everything and we are going to open another one. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like both.
Okay, so a mixture, let's say.
Yes.
Okay, other things.
In my case, I feel like the same as Maria. Like we have the responsible to finish this generation and also to start the next generation with like leading by example.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Raquel, if you want to write down, or if you can open your mic.
Okay, in my case, it's more or less the same that as them. It's kind of responsibility because if you fail, you're the last, so you will be remembered for that. But I'm very happy to because it's like we end with that year and we put the basis to the follow. So
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I would like to show you very, very briefly the performance of ISEC globally in the last years. Okay, so what is something that you notice? We don't need to go through the exact numbers, okay, but tell me something that you notice. Is going up or down?
Up.
Okay. 16, 17, it's going also up. So if you see from uh, a lot of years, we're going up and up and up. What happened in 1718? We stagnated globally as an organization. What does it mean? We didn't grow, we didn't drop, we stagnated. Okay? So this is like astonishing if you think about that. We have like sometimes we see only our reality of our entity of Isaac in Spain, and we never stop and think about Isaac globally, and what is the growth of the organization overall. So, how far are we to achieve peace and fulfillment? What happens in 1819? So, basically, the generation that finished 15 days ago. Is it up or down?
Down.
Yes. So, the generation of 1819 dropped, and it was the first one, it was the first time since 2006. So the last time that we dropped as Isaac, as an organization, was 2006. And this is the year in which we did it. So just for you to have a perspective of not only Isaac in Spain, but Isaac as, a global organization, like the global organization that we are. So I don't know, what do you think about it?
For me, it's like I don't feel really good because it's like I'm part of that, and maybe each of us has contributed in one way or another to do that or for not growing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a bit responsible also.
Okay. Other things, like how do you feel to start working after a year of drop? That, of course, we're not talking about Isaac in Spain, we're talking about Isaac globally, like in terms of how the organization is going.
It's like the responsibility of not doing as bad, but not really like not like they did the last year and take it to the same level that before, and also keeping a present.
Mm-hmm. Cool, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see, this is what we are planning in 1920. So we're actually planning not only to recover 1718 and 1617, but we are planning to grow from two generations before, like three generations before. So this is how Isaac Global is moving. So of course, again, we have our entity perspective, you have your LC perspective, you have, Pompeu, Malaga, and Zaragoza. But think about globally what we are going to do, that we are going to grow globally as an organization. And I think, I don't know you, but when I saw this for the first time, it hit me a lot because I really always think about, Spain, my entity, how can, this SC can grow, but I never think about how are we moving in terms of ISIC. And sometimes like I forget what I being part of ISIC or as a global organization mean. So I don't know. What do you think about that? We are planning to basically achieve the goal, like a growth that recovers the growth of two terms. Like, how do you feel about this?
It's ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to keep this in mind, and it's like a bit to plan everything. Nothing is impossible, but you have to plan everything really good and implement a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Also, think that when you work with your partners, with your entity partners in operation, you're not working alone. You're growing together with them. So like this is also a super important thing.
Yes.
So again, this is the core of ISEC. Is like that we believe that leadership is the fundamental solution, and it can develop in everyone. And again, all this talk about ISEC 2020, it's important to achieve it for the ones that are here, for the ones that were here like 5 years ago. We have the responsibility to achieve what they plan, and for the ones that will be here. So we will finish 2020 and we will start 2021. And what happened in IC India this year is that we started the midterm ambition of ISEC 2025. So basically we are again the anchor like generation that is in between two midterm ambition. So again, it's time to win ISEC 2020, and the main message that I would like to leave you with this conversation, with this webinar, is that we are part of ISEC as a global organization. So we are not only ISEC in Spain, we're not only ISEC in Pompeu, Malaga, or Zaragoza, we are ISEC globally. So when you forget it, think about that we have ISEC 2020, that we have um, a global vision, a global strategy, and a roadmap, and we have global targets to win. So here I put some facts for you in terms of what is ISEC 2020, for example. Why do we have a roadmap? What are the elements of the roadmap? These kind of things. What is the difference between foundational and non-foundational? But what is the bottom line that you can read like calmly later when we finish, or like whenever you want in the process. And again, does achieving the roadmap 1920 mean achieving ISEC 2020 and all these things? So these are like more resources that we have for you to understand better what is ISEC 2020. Also other questions. Here you have the test that again needs to be submitted 1 week before election day. When is your election day?
I have to check because I have to ask John about the election because I didn't talk to him about the election because as my election is like a bit different, I don't
Mhm.
know if it's like in the booklet or not. If it's in the booklet, I think it's by the first or second week of October.
Like the national deadline is 5th of October.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs to be by 5th of October for sure. Okay. So we can talk about it later, maybe.
Yes.
Cool. Raquel, when is yours?
The mine was the 20th, but John told us that we can't do that day.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make it after LCP University, so I have to ask my colleagues to know it.
Okay, so I think it will be anyway in October, no? And Irene, do you know when is yours? Should be the
Mine is in September, the third weekend, like 20 something, Friday.
should be the 26th, no? It's before coaching
No?
visit. It should be right before coaching visit on the 26th. Cool. So again, you know that the test,
Yeah.
yeah, needs to be taken 7 days before, and also the task. Like very briefly, I would like to explain you what is the task that I would like you to do to as a call to action for this webinar, is to choose one foundational project and make a plan on how you would like to implement it in your LC. So again, we saw the 3 foundational projects. It doesn't have to be like, don't be scared, it doesn't have to be super complicated, but it's for you to understand the importance of these 3 foundational projects. Of course, one that you heard the most is SOP, so maybe in there you can be more specific, but don't feel that you cannot try with the other two also. And again, I'm not expecting super specific things, but I'm expecting that you put, for example, touch points in which you will be able to, for example, educate your network about you educate your LCP, your VP, team leaders, and members about it, or like work with a timeline, for example, and say what kind of things you would like to do. It doesn't need to be like super super specific, but it's for you to start with the idea that like these foundational projects are super important. So again, I would like to remind you the responsibilities. So again, it's, attend the webinars, be proactive, take the test, and submit the tasks to your LCP current, John and I, 1 week before LCP election day. So you will have all your tasks, and then you need to put them in one folder and then like download the folder in a zip file and send it to us. Very easy. Do you have any question about the tasks? The task?
No.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Cool. You know that, like, really, the point of this university is that when you're working on the task, you can just call me or reach out to me to ask me, like, how the task is going. Like, I can give you feedbacks, I can guide you. Like, the point is to learn. You are in a process in which you are learning, so now no one is judging or evaluating you. You will be evaluated on election day. you know and of course with the application. Another thing, us as MC, we will do a report on the webinars, so you will be evaluated if you attended or not the webinars, if you were proactive in asking for the task, how was the task, and how was the test. And we will read out loud um, this report during election day. Okay, so just for you to know, it's something that you will be rewarded if you did it in a very good way. So the LC that is going to vote you will know that you did a really great job during the LCP University. So it will be written, for example, that you attended all the webinars, the tasks were done good, and all these things. So it can, for example, help you if you have like more than one applicant in your LC. Like, this part can really help you in maybe gaining some votes, because it's a good endorsement from the LC as well, from the MC. Okay, so what do you think about what we just talked about, ASEC 2020 and all these things? Do you think that this thing means no compartir pantalla? No, stop presenting. Okay.
The other thing about like your presenting, do you want to agree or not?
Sorry?
I think so. Like the other message is the one that is telling you like you're presenting um your screen. Do you want to show this message off or on?
Okay. Hey, it's okay. We did it like this.
But if I don't know which one is on or which one is off, I didn't saw anything.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
So now, do you see my face or do you see the PPT?
Yeah,
We
your
see.
face.
Okay. Hello again. Nice. So, what do you think about ISEC 2020? Was it super new? Was it like you already knew something? What do you think?
Well, for me, it's like I knew like the basic because I prepared some of these for my VP application,
Mm-hmm.
but not just like too concrete as we saw what we see here. And I think that the task is really good because we're going to see at least one more deeply, and we're going to see how to implement that so we can choose
Mm-hmm.
which one we prefer. So it's like really good.
Cool. Other things.
In my case, like it's similar to Maria. Like I didn't like. I think we are mostly the same in everything. Like I didn't see it in so extensive way. Like I just know the basic stuff about it.
Okay.
If somebody asks you or some member.
just to.
That's now like I can be able to develop it more, and also like there's a way to develop your LC, so it's good to be able to in the task to think about how you implement it, because that way you also know how you can develop your LC after
Mhm.
with your elective.
Cool, thank you. Raquel, can you put the camera?
Yes, wait. Okay. Um, for me, it's more or less the same because I didn't know very well what ISEC 2020 was. But with this and with the first class lesson, um, I have understood better.
Mhm.
And I also think that it's useful because it allows us to look more deeply what this means and this kind of thing. So it's good.
Cool. Okay, guys, girls, all girls today.
Yes.
Women, women power. Um, cool. Like, thank you for attending. You were the first who pioneered this LCP University. I'm really happy. Tell the others that they need to be there. It's compulsory, and that like watching the recordings of us talking. I don't think it's the best thing, but it's better like to just be there. So yeah, thank you very much. We finished almost on time, like 7 minutes later. I will improve next time. So yeah, I will probably ask you to change a time of the next Friday to make it in the morning. But I will write you in the BOP if everyone can and everyone is aligned. So
The
just for
next
it.
Friday is tomorrow, or the next is the next week?
Next. Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow remains the same. It's next week. That might change, but in case I will write it down. Cool. So again, while you're doing your task, just ask me. Don't do it last minute because you will have a lot of things to do. So start as soon as you can. How like I hope the application is going well, just in case, just drop us a call. Cool. So happy. I don't know what time is it in Indonesia right now. I think Irene kind of left because her video stopped.
Yes.
Mm, okay. I Are you there,
Yeah,
Irene?
she's there. She's there.
Ah, okay. Because your video stopped. I don't know what time is it in Indonesia.
Yeah, it's 9. Well, now it's 10, but it's like it's just because the wifi is not really good. So I didn't listen. It's the Friday of tomorrow, the Friday of next week.
Next week.
Again, what?
Like because tomorrow remains
Oh,
the same.
thank you.
Yeah, tomorrow remains the same. I don't remember what time is it. I think 4, 5. I don't remember.
Four, I think.
I will post it in the group. But yeah, tomorrow doesn't change. Maybe it will change next week, but I will write it down. No worry. Cool.
Okay.
No, Raquel left
Okay.
before we could take a picture. Okay, we can. I can take a picture and add her somehow. Okay.
Yeah,
Of course,
prepare something.
yeah, of course, I cannot take a screenshot with a Mac, so we can do like this. Smile. Cool. My face is very, very little, but better like this. Cool. Have a really good day, guys. Thank you
You
for
too.
coming.
You too.
Bye.